Alright, number 14. I'm going to do a similar example here. So we're going to be using sine, the difference of sine, to find the exact value of this. So sine of alpha minus beta. Okay, so that formula gives us sine of alpha times cosine of beta minus cosine of alpha times sine of beta. And I might have mixed these up, but they interchange. It might be sine of beta, cosine of alpha, but it'll work out the same. We know the values for sine alpha and sine beta. They're given. We have to use those in Pythagorean identity to find the other. We know that we can use Pythagorean identity because we are told that alpha and beta are between 0 and pi, meaning they're less than 90. So if I set up two right triangles, I will call this alpha, and then I will do again, and I will call this beta. According to the trig functions, sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So if this is sine alpha, opposite side will be 15, hypotenuse is 17. And then over here, sine of beta is 8 over 17, so 8 opposite over 17 hypotenuse. Okay, so the short formula of finding the missing side, A or B, is A or B, it doesn't matter what you call it, is equal to the square root, this is after you've solved it and simplified it, of c squared minus a squared. So like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We move the a over, we square root both sides, and this is what we end up with. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this part here. So 17 squared minus 15 squared. And over here, working parallel, we're going to do b is equal to the square root of 17 squared minus 8 squared. So 17 is 289, and 15 is 225. When we subtract these two, we get square root of 64, and the square root of 64 is 8. Okay, so by similar, this should be 15. So we have square root of 289 minus 64, and that gives us square root of 225, and that gives us 15. Alright, so this is 15, this is 8. They're just opposite. Alright, now that we have that and we have this settled, we can figure out cosine of beta. So this is beta. Cosine is adjacent over opposite. So that would be cosine of beta will be equal to 15 over 17, adjacent over opposite. Alright, and then cosine of alpha from this side, alpha is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that'll be 8 over 17. Alright, so this one they kind of just flip-flop, but I did do a one previous and they were not the same. So just as long as you get this set up right, you should be okay. Sine alpha is 15 over 17. And then cosine beta is 15 over 17. So we multiply those two and then subtract cosine alpha, which is 8 over 17. And then from the given sine of beta on the screen is still 8 over 17. And let me look at my trig sheet to verify that I'm giving this formula correctly. Sine, yes, it is cosine. That's the correct way. Okay. Now we just multiply and subtract. So this will give us 225, and they're both over the same denominator. So 289, 17 times 17, and then we get 225 minus 64, and that will give us 161. Looks like 161 over 289, and that should be our final answer, 161 over 289.